Hey, what's going on, everyone? Derek Blackman here, back with another installment of Twitter Trash. I'm excited about today's episode because, we're still in lockdown technically. Things are starting to open up and things are just kind of getting weirder because a lot of people still don't have jobs and a lot of people are still protesting and a lot of people are still furious. And always leads to some very interesting tweets. And so before we get into it, though, I gotta give a shout out to today's sponsor. That is ExpressVPN. There are two types of people in this world: those who have a VPN and those that don't. And the people that don't have a VPN, I just can't trust you, man. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to not have one at this point. And ExpressVPN is the one that you need to get. What is a VPN, you might ask? It is a virtual private network that takes your online data and it funnels it through their secured servers and encrypts your data so nobody can get a hold of it. It's just a good idea to have. And maybe one of those people that think, oh, you don't need one, you trust yourself, you think you're smart and savvy. Fair enough, but hear me out. You're obviously still stuck at home. The pandemic is still going on. Things are still on lockdown for the most part, and you're running out of things to watch. So why not change your IP address with ExpressVPN and go watch some Japanese Netflix, for example? You can find a show that you never heard of, and you can watch some more anime that you've just been craving. And now that I've told you, I'm going to show you how to use it right quick. All you got to do is download it on your computer or your mobile device, install it, and then just push a button. And what do you know? You're protected. Now, if you want to switch locations, like for example, you wanted to watch Netflix in Japan, you just find the server, like type in Tokyo, you select it, and then presto, you're covered again. It's super fast, highly rated by the savvy internet gods. It has thousands of servers in over 90 countries. And guess what? It is less than $7 a month and has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can't go wrong. So why don't you go to expressvpn.com/SBG and you will get 3 free months on a 12-month subscription. And now, let's get into some trash tweets.
Supreme victory!
So this is the first Twitter trash where I had a hard time deciding on which one I should start with. Basically because there's so many juicy ones, but I decided on one that had to do with Jenna Marbles because she's been recently in the limelight. There's catfishing. I think he means fishing. And then there's whatever the hell this is. And then he shows a side-by-side comparison of Jenna Marbles with makeup on and Jenna Marbles in her apology video where she has no makeup and she's just chilling and pouring her heart out and not trying to look glamorous or gorgeous or whatever. This screams incel energy. It reminds me of someone that's probably have never had a girlfriend or a girl sleep over with them or has had a sister. I don't even know. It just doesn't. It's such a weird take that it's like, how do you not understand at this point that women like to put on makeup and look good? And okay, maybe you've never been around women. I mean, even guys, man, you don't have to put on makeup. You can just have angles and good photogenic pictures. And then there's other like times when you just look like a normal person. For example, I have pictures of myself. I took a screenshot of a video that was on Twitter and then put it side by side with a picture of me at the beach. Looks very different, doesn't it? I did it again too. Another one of me, just a regular video, just looking kind of like garbage. And then here's a photo of me taking a picture, smiling in the camera. And I use this photo in a lot of my avatars. You can find photos of Jenna Marbles looking much closer to the one when she has makeup on. Trying to compare Jenna Marbles to a dolled up photo of her to the screenshot of her with her glasses on, has a bun, she's far away from the camera, she's not even trying to look pretty because yeah, it matters, angles do matter. It's so silly, and that's why I say screams incel energy. It's weird, man. Wearing a mask has unfortunately become political on both sides, but I will say that it's become political on the left because people on the right refuse to wear masks. At least mostly people on the right. It's more people that have this type of tough mentality and they're like, oh, wearing a mask, that's so foolish. I mean, even somebody that I really respect, like Joe Rogan, is like, oh, I don't want to wear a mask and all this. Like, I'll take my chances. I'm tough. I'm young. I'm healthy. And then people like Bill Burr completely just trashed him for it.
I just love how wearing a mask became like this fucking like soft thing that you were doing, like being courteous. Being courteous. Why is it for bitches? I know it's so stupid.
A mask. First of all,
oh God, you're so tough with your fucking open nose and throat. Gee, Joe. And you.
So it's gotten to the point where you have people on the right that are saying stuff like, wear a mask, lol, it's totally not political, and then sheep emojis, like you're a sheep for wearing a mask. Yeah, you're doing what you're told, so you're a sheep. And then you have people like Mark Hamill and others that are hashtag real men wear masks, and just kind of being really stupid and bringing that type of macho behavior into. I understand why it happened, but I think it's totally unnecessary. And of course, I had to take the opportunity to meme it a little bit. It's just really unfortunate because it shouldn't be political. There is a very simple reason why you should wear a mask. Because you have empathy. You care about human beings. You care about people. They're not for you. They're for other people. You might be carrying the virus. You might be asymptomatic. And the mask will heavily reduce the chance of you spreading it. Heavily. Very heavily. There are tests. There are people that show you with infrared and whatnot, and will show you how you look when you're talking and yelling and sneezing versus with the mask or without one. It does make a difference. First of all, like, it doesn't bother me because I like looking like a ninja. I think ninjas are awesome, and they're obviously not weak people, and they cover themselves all the time. And number two, it's just a courteous thing to do. That's all. A lot of other countries have worn masks, like say Japan or something, that practice this type of stuff, and they're very hygienic, and they had very low numbers, and they didn't shut things down, and they're doing fine. Meanwhile, in other states in the United States that refuse to just do some courteous shit, you know, it's running rampant. And if they would have just followed those fucking simple just suggestions and please wear a mask, this would have went all the way down and we'd already be back at work. You people that don't wear masks are fucking everything up for everybody. Now I want to focus on a couple of tweets that I put out, because people that follow me, I expect them to hold themselves to a higher standard. I hope that the people that follow me would understand the obvious jokes and memes, and I also mean what I say, and there's no don't read into anything. Exactly what I'm saying, that's exactly what it means. And unfortunately, there's, a handful of people. When you have tens of thousands of people following you, right, not everybody's gonna be on the level. And I just wanted to point out a couple of things that really just disappointed me. There's a guy named Caleb Pitts on Twitter that posted a video of him trashing Obama, and it's really ridiculous and really over the top.
I'd like to address this video to former president and current homosexual Barack Hussein Obama. What's up, you pussy bitch? How you like this? It's a hamburger. You recognize it, you un-American fuck? That's right. Meat. Red meat. Aw, does that hurt your feelings? Are you gonna cry? I don't care. You freak bitch. You little alien. God damn, dude. You suck, man. You Hawaiian pussy. They don't have this where you're from, do they? In Hawaii.
Now, to most people with regular functioning brains, they should be able to tell that it's completely fake, because the stuff that he says is so dumb and makes zero sense. There was a handful of people in his reply that thought it was real, which is expected. There's a lot of dumb people, and it went viral. But one person that followed me thought it was real when I retweeted it, and I was like, no, it's pork, not cow. Muslims don't eat pork because they are filthy animals. Hindus don't eat cow because they are sacred animal. At least get the facts right, you idiot. Now that wasn't a big deal, but this next one genuinely upset me. I quote tweeted a video of this ultimate Karen, Karen in her final form, just dropping hard R after hard R.
You're moving because it's illegal at this hour. Please record your moving furniture. Record your man. Record your man moving furniture. Hang on, I'm gonna get my camera to record you in your robe. Good. Yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
But you've been screaming since what time?
Have we?
You just moved in.
You're the one screaming right now.
You just moved in.
Yeah, you're the one that had the police.
Making a scene, dude.
I'm gonna find out where you work and you're gonna lose your job
Where
for
I work,
saying
baby,
that.
I get paid by the government.
You can't say that word.
Really?
Dude.
You're a
Oh my god.
Do you think because you're not
Alright.
brown, you're not
What the fuck is wrong with you?
waking me up at 4? No, I'm sorry, 3:30?
And under it, I said, people who behave like this simply haven't had a proper ass whooping. Now, there was a couple of people that had a problem with that. One of the persons, I think he deleted the tweet or whatever, I don't know, but it's not there anymore. But they're essentially saying that maybe you shouldn't promote beating women bandwagon, and I replied to that, just stating the obvious. Good on you for acting like the media and twisting my words into something I never said. You know, because stating the obvious that somebody who's behaving like that clearly hasn't been humbled is exactly the same as saying, I'm gonna whoop her ass or something. Like, I was like, dude, that's not what I said. So this dumb broad replies with, white women calls other white women a hard R, and you want to assault her over it. WTF is your problem? I'm sick of this crybaby bullshit over people using words. Again, where does it say that I want to beat her up? It's like, it's such smooth brain thinking, man. I'm like, no, here's somebody who is flapping their gums like an idiot, being really hostile, and I'm saying the only people that do stuff like that have never had their ass whooped. They've never been humbled. That is just an obvious reality. Because people who catch hands, people who talk shit and then get hit, they don't act like this anymore because they learn. It's as simple as that. Now anyway, people found Ultimate Karen on Facebook and she went on this long diatribe of blah 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 this and that. The N-word isn't really racist, blah blah blah. You know, it has a different meaning. And then she mentions Candace, meaning Candace Owens at the very bottom. And you guys should know how I feel about that grifter. If you don't, I would highly recommend you watch a stream that I did, maybe even 2 streams that I did back in 2017, which goes through all of the shenanigans. Now anyway, this dude replies with this. She's right, the N-word doesn't mean black person or person of color. And if you associate the two, you might be racist or conditioned to associate the two. Ridiculous. Bro, do you have any idea how language works? I mean, I'm not even sure if that's true because I always thought that the N-word was derived from Latin. You know, that means black, and then people used it in negative connotations, and it was like solidified in like the 18th century or something when it was universally used as something derogatory towards black people. You know, that's what I've always assumed. But let's just say it did mean something else way back in the day. It doesn't fucking matter. The way that language works is that whatever people largely accept as that word's meaning, that is how it works. That is how it is used. That's how we use words in the dictionary. Whenever something is used enough and the wide majority of the population accepts it, then it becomes a new word in the dictionary. That is how it's always worked, man. So the fact that you're saying like, oh, she's right and this is ridiculous, you're just conditioned to use this. No one's conditioned to use it. That is just how fucking people have used it for hundreds of years. I personally don't freak out when people use that word, but I understand how much power and negativity that it creates. That's why people's lizard brains, when they're so angry, they default to that word. That's why the Ultimate Karen uses it, because she knows how offensive it is. God damn, I shouldn't have to explain this. You can truly dodge a bullet with men by inquiring to reschedule a first date of and seeing how they respond. So this is what she shares. Hey, I'm so sorry to even ask this, but how do you feel about a weekend date instead of right now? We just got approval to launch a product and it's happening very quickly. Dude responds, are you joking? I'm showered, ready to go, and I had planned my day around this. I understand work comes first, but to pull out this late is pretty disrespectful. If you're unable to respect me or my time, then I'm over it. Be well. First of all, I don't really see anything wrong with what the dude said. The only thing I would do differently is that because he just put all of his thoughts and laid it out there. Me, those would have been the thoughts that I was thinking in my head, but I would have just been like, okay, no worries. And then I would have just moved on because I'd be like, okay, I can tell this is going to be a problem in the future. like that just wouldn't fly with me either, just to be honest. Like, I know if I've been talking to somebody for a long time, but if you're just meeting and something like that happens, it's like, this is probably gonna be an issue. Maybe I shouldn't continue forward with this. And I would just let her off extremely easy and just be like, oh, you know, like, no thanks, I'm talking to somebody else now, or whatever the case is. Now we have to address this broad's mind games, which is much more alarming than this dude's response. She is gonna be very lonely if she's gonna play games like this. Yeah, there's a lot of people that love to play mind games, and they love to do this, and they try to do all these type of tests instead of just being very forthcoming and just being very upfront with people and just trying to, you know, figure out how they are by being genuine and having a conversation. No, I'm gonna put a test. I'm gonna make a test for this person, and let's see if they pass my test. And if they don't pass my test, then they are a piece of garbage. You're fucking crazy, lady. And ladies and gentlemen, I have one last tweet for that ass. Hi, pics of the Lenin statue in Seattle are being passed around amongst conservatives. A few quick notes. 1, it's privately owned and situated on private property. 2, it has, in fact, been frequently vandalized. 3, Lenin was not a slave owner, you Confederate apologist fucks. So this is in response to all the statues that are being destroyed. Some of them, I get why people want them down because they are entrenched in the Confederacy, and in my opinion, they should be in a museum and not propped up because Confederates are losers. They lost. Like, I don't understand. If you want to be American, you're all about being number one, but for some people want to rep the Confederacy, which are fucking losers. I don't understand that mentality, but, you know, a lot of people do have cognitive dissonance, so it is what it is. But this right here is hilarious to me. Because number one, like, it's just kind of ironic that there's a a Lenin statue on private property, you know, for obvious reasons. And number two, just saying that Lenin was not a slave owner is hilarious because Vladimir Lenin had the Gulag. And if you don't know what the Gulag is, you are fucked in the head. And you please open a history book and then realize how dumb this tweet is. It's so scarily dumb. It's frighteningly dumb. Well, that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I know I've been like really scattered with things. I've been scarce. I haven't been streaming. I haven't been doing my shoutouts. There's so many things I haven't been doing. I'm returning to normal in July. Things will be right on par, so just bear with me. But thank you so much for watching anyways. I appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.